I'm James Helder. Welcome to a special episode of the season so far. It's an emergency episode with the Tottenham Hotspur fans, joined by Ollie and Alfie. Gents, great to have you with us. This is the demographic of Tottenham fans. We've got one looking like a young Tottenham young chairman, and we've got the other in a hotel bathroom. Looks like he's been on the brandies. I'm loving this dynamic.
Just started.
Yeah. Let's go straight in. Everything Tottenham Hotspurs. I suppose the starting point would be Conte. Conte's comments after the draw with Southampton. That's a great place to start. What do you make of Conte's comments that the team and the players are not good enough? He's not getting the support for the chairman. This is the reason why they haven't been successful in the past with other managers. I'm going to go straight to Alfie on this. What's your thoughts on it all?
Well, Helder, mate. I think it's fair enough. To be fair, I think it shows that it's all gone downhill. Really, if he's having to say it out in the public, I think it says it all. Really, but I think Ollie would agree with me, and I think many Spurs fans would agree with me. It's been needing to be said for ages. No managers had the balls to actually come out and say it how it is. And at the end of the day, it is how it is. You go from losing in the FA Cup to Sheffield United, boring 0-0 in a game you've got to win against Milan. I mean, fair enough, he's given the players a kick up the arse. And I think, full play to him. I think you'll agree with me, won't you? I think well done to him for saying it. He's told the truth. There's no...
It's long overdue that he's come out and said, something's got... I think he's either sending a warning out to the players, if you don't give up, I'm going to warn, or he's saying this club is unmanageable in a sense. I think Daniel Levy needs to realise that he's saying these things to the public, not just to the dressing room. We've got 10 games left of the season. We're out of every competition. It's another trophy this season. We haven't won one for 15 years now. There's people that are not turning up to games no more. We're not selling out seats. If you go back to where we were this time last season, we're walking out of that stadium week in, week out, partying, loving life, selling out every week. And now this Tottenham just can't fight for nothing, and he's right to say
it. Is Conte now on borrowed time? Is it a certainty that he will be heading out of Tottenham? Alfie, what's your thought?
Yeah, well, I've been reading all the rumours all this week coming up, and the vibe I was getting was that they were looking to sort of agree a compensation fee. So I think it's pretty much he's out the door. Obviously, until it happens, you can't say it has happened. But I think Daniel Levy's Daniel Levy. As soon as anyone speaks out, even though it was for the players supposedly, we all knew it was a little dig at the owners as well. So I think he's gone.
Is he right? Is he right in his criticism of Enick and the owners of Daniel Levy on the way that they run Tottenham Hotspur?
Yeah.
I'm going to go straight to Ollie on this one.
Go on, what did you say again? You cut out a little bit.
Sorry, mate. Is Antonio Conte right with his criticism of Enick and Daniel Levy?
Yeah, 100%. Because the fans have been singing it all season long. The players are tired of it. We can't even get people to sign contract extensions, as you see in the media, social media as well. Harry Kane, Man United apparently, and all these different rumours coming along. It seems like people are just not wanting to be part of this club anymore. And you've got Daniel Levy, and then you've got Joe Lewis sitting on his fucking yacht, fucking miles away in the Bahamas, doing fuck knows, on his deathbed. He's about to hit the knock. Put some money in the club. Let us win. But it's so far away.
Mm-hmm. Conte's a serial winner. If he can't get the best out of this squad and he can't motivate them, as 11 Tottenham managers have failed under Levy, surely it goes to show that the problem's higher up than the manager. Alfie, what's your take?
Yeah. Oh, good, yeah. I was saying this to Ollie the other day on a phone call, about an hour-long conversation discussing it. I think it's now got to the point where you cannot blame it on a manager or blame it purely on the owners or purely on the players. Collectively, in the stadium, all the shops around, trying to basically make Tottenham a profitable place, supposedly. But if you're not seeing that on the pitch, you know, I mean, I'm sure many would agree with me. I'd much rather have a world-class team, world-class manager with that bond between the Spurs fans and team and be in the old White Hart Lane than have a brand spanking new stadium. But that's just me.
There was one
Very
thing,
controversial opinion, but
there was one thing me and my old man, and obviously you were there, and we had the conversation in the pub because we loads of time. We said stadium old furniture. That was our biggest problem. And you know, Daniel, if you can go on the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium website, it says this stadium can be used for NFL concerts and even Tottenham games. It's like they don't care about the club. We're not a world-class football club. We're a world-class business, and that's the direction football's going in now anyway. But you can clearly see the football club is just there for him. And you know, this F1 track in a car park, NFL games, Beyonce concerts, they're all up there. You know.
Yeah.
Do you think they need to work out the type of player that they're identifying? Because the recruitment at Tottenham has been absolutely shocking. If you look at the money you've paid for Richarlison, who's probably been your marquee signing over the last couple of seasons, for the output, his 2 yellow cards for his 2 goals that have been disallowed, should the buck fall with the whole club? So is the club failing top to bottom? How do you want to take?
Well, yeah, I mean it is. When we had Steve Hitch in charge of all, he's gone now, and they've signed Fabio Paratici. I think we all thought it was going to be a blessing in disguise, really. New director of football. Here we go. Going to get some nice signs. But you look at the signings we've made, and I've been reading stuff about it. And you know, obviously we've signed Dan Juma on loan. Bless him, he ain't played at all. But supposedly the club didn't even ask Conte if he fits into a system. And you look at that and you're thinking, there's something off with the recruitment. You're spending money on Ndombele, 60 million. And look what he's turned out. Davinson Sanchez, however much he was, 45 million. I mean, he's not the best now. I think the problem, it lies with the whole, like you say, the ownership and the recruitment. Because it's all good giving money, isn't it? But
yeah. One thing I'm going to say, sorry, I'm trying to know if you're right. If you look at Conte, he spent how much with us now? Coming up to Pochettino, that man spent no more than £20 million between Santos, Mourinho, and Conte. In the short management terms, has spent more money than what Pochettino spent in 4 to 5 years with our club. And if you look at the direction Pochettino sent us, right, it was the best times we've ever had as Spurs fans, right? I know we're young, we haven't seen the glory days, glory nights. You know, we've seen the 2008 win. You know, I know and love. There's no buzz around the place. You don't see people turning up to matches anymore. You know, all we're singing is get out of our club. We're protesting. You know, we're sort of giving up. You know, this is our life. You know, and it's what we fun for the weekend. And now, to be honest, we just feel like we've been left in hole.
You think things are magnified by the success that Arsenal are having this season? Do you think that that's had more weight to the disapproval of Tottenham fans?
I mean,
yeah, I think it has.
Yeah, I mean, I know Helder, you're buzzing about that, but
I'm buzzing.
The main thing is it is good to see another team going well in the Premier League. Don't get me wrong, because Man City, they do my nutting that they win everything.
I appreciate it.
But I personally think that, you know, yes, it has affected us. We couldn't even win in the North London derby at home. We've had 2 poor performances against Arsenal, and it's sort of making us think, well, they're now doing what we've done to them the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And as Conte rightly said, what are we aiming for? 7th place, 8th place?
If you look at their recruitment as well, you know, getting in Jesus and Zinchenko, I mean, the recruitment for Arsenal at the moment is phenomenal, really, isn't it? It's, you know.
Trossard as well. Trossard.
In my opinion, coming from a Tottenham fan, though, I'll put my hand up and say this. I think Arsenal are going to be the main club that sort out the New England squad going forward the next 10 years because of their academy.
Well, that's the thing. I think genuinely, I said this. I said to Ollie multiple times. I hate saying it, but Arsenal play quite entertaining to watch at the moment. They are.
Yeah.
Everything, their whole team, the connection they have with their fans is unlike anything that I've seen at Spurs for a long old time. They've got the right manager, got the right players, the people that want to play for the club. The fans are all connected, and that's the big difference there. No wonder they're fly high on top of the league.
They're all together. They all have passion. When Conte gets pissed, you can see him on the touchline, kicking the towel off, bringing this person off, this person on. You know, the lineup gets swapped every week. There's no fluency in our squads anymore. Like, what are we watching? You know, I think Conte's overstayed his welcome now, to be honest. He's come in, he's done what he wanted in the first season, and now I think he's just gone, okay, I've done it, I'll go now. You know, there's a video of him going around on the internet on flipping aisle seat or Ryanair right back to Italy.
If Conte is relieved of his duties or decides to walk, who takes over as manager of Tottenham Hotspurs? We've seen you linked with Burnley manager Vincent Kompany. Is it too early for Vincent? Would you be happy if he was to take control of Tottenham Hotspur? Alfie, what's your take on it?
Well, yeah, he's doing a good job at the moment with Burnley, isn't he? He's doing a fantastic job. I think he's got a phenomenal future as a manager, as a Premier League manager. I think he'll get one of the top dogs. I mean, potentially even get the City job in 10 years. I just don't know whether it's too early. If he needs that, if he just needs that, he needs that Premier League experience. It's a bit of a gamble, but obviously, can't go worse than we are at the moment, can we? Really?
Just don't want it to end up like a Lampard at Derby situation. Was really good at Derby, and then went to Chelsea in the league, and then flopped it. Don't want another situation like that. I've heard we're linked to Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
Personally,
we're
no thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I want Pochettino back, hands down. If Conte was to go this season with games left, Ryan Mason will come in. But personally, if you look, going back to the Amazon documentary a couple of years ago, even Daniel Levy said he didn't want to fire Pochettino. And they're still best mates. You've seen the interviews with Maurizio. I think he's ready to come back like that.
Now, are you going back on old ground by bringing in Mauricio Pochettino? Are you going back on old ground? Have you got a worse squad now than when he was in charge? Have you got players who fit a null and void system implied by Conte, or implemented rather by Conte, that's going to be
not exciting though. Conte's football's not exciting. What Pochettino did was he rejuvenated a squad of piss poor players. Academy players. Think of the people he's brought into the squad for who still play for us now or have gone on to have successful futures. He has so much faith in people. He loves the team. He cares for it. It's his lifeblood from his coaching staff as well. And everyone there loved him. Like, it was such a shock when he walked out that club. I think Harry Kane would stay if he came back as well.
Yeah, it's that controversial thing, isn't it? Really. Sorry, Helder.
Go on, mate.
It's that controversial thing, really, because obviously, I think if Pochettino does come back, it's not going to be because Levy thinks it's best for the football club. That's Levy's way of getting out of the shit, basically, for the fans, because he thinks, if I get Poch back, look at me, and then it could just be the same old. Like Ollie said, Poch. I think Spurs need a manager. We've tried it with serial winners, trophy winners, and it just hasn't worked. I think Spurs need to go back to basics, get a project manager like I've said it multiple times, Thomas Frank, sort of like someone like that, De Zerbi from Brighton, or someone that works with youth players and works with the players that they've already got and brings them in, makes them better, because that's what Poch strived at. Whereas Conte, he has a very strict system that he'll use. And he's very, how to put it, he's kind of selfish in that way, that his way is the way. So he will play you in this position, whether you're good at it or not. Whereas with Poch, the difference was that he can change tactically. So it's a controversial one. I think if Poch was to come back, it would lift the fan base up, but then it could just be like heartbreak. It's like getting back with an ex, really, isn't it?
Tottenham are currently fourth in the Premier League. If you look at the season at the start of the season and said Tottenham are going to be fourth, I think most Tottenham fans would be realistically happy with that. Has Conte's ambition to be successful and to be number one been a burden on Tottenham? Do you think Tottenham can't handle the level of aspiration and the level of success that Conte's trying to bring to Tottenham?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's come in as a serial winner. He made it very clear. I mean, Italian football, they are very passionate. They want this now, all this kind of thing. He's come in and said, I want this, I want that. He's picked his people, brought these people in, haven't given them a chance at all. He knows what he wants, what he does. But the thing that annoyed me about him is he walked away a lot of times. I get he had surgery, had to recover from it in other times, but going away back to Italy for big important games, and then Stellini did well during his time, but some more motivation, especially against Sheffield United, maybe have got us through in the FA Cup. I think I've gone to every away game this year. Yes, I've probably been a bit of bad luck, but I've travelled miles for this club, spent fortunes, and we get nothing back. And they just seem so flat. They seem almost scared of the manager, in a sense.
Is there a lot of dead weight in the squad that's got to go?
So many.
Give me 5 players at Tottenham that don't deserve to be there.
Davinson Sanchez.
Yep. Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer, yeah.
Eric Dyer.
Yeah. I just don't think he's cut out for it anymore. I think he thinks that he's better than he is. He's too inconsistent. He can have games where he's playing so well, and then games where he's just, I think he needs to go. I'd say Perisic as well.
Perisic.
It's controversial, but Perisic, yeah. I think you've got to get rid of, obviously, the loanies as well. We can't forget the loanies. You've got to get rid of, Ndombele, Lo Celso. You've got to get Harry Winks. You've got to get rid of all that. If you've got to clear all this deadwood, all the loans, you've just got to get them out and bring in new. I'd much rather have.
I want Royale to stay. I think he's changed.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think Emerson's changed as well. I think it's very clear on who plays for the badge now. I think
Emerson's
you can tell he's got the hunger.
Better when Poirot come in.
Yeah,
when Poirot was on the bench. Emerson looked like
he's been playing very, very well.
And I think that's what they need. They need a jet. I think Poirot came in thinking, I've got this in the bag, and then fair play to him, Emerson. He changed it, and that's what you need. I wouldn't ever say that he doesn't play for the badge. I would never say that. And I think that's the problem now. Is I think everyone's at the moment with Spurs, everyone's thinking is, Harry Kane this, Harry Kane that, Harry Kane this, and once again it's the Harry Kane show. I love the man, but I think the more people go on about it being Harry Kane, it's like Pep said, it's the Harry Kane team, really, isn't it?
Without a doubt. Without Harry Kane's goals over the last 5 seasons, I think Tottenham would have been fighting relegation. It's been implemented. Now,
it's absolutely changed that team.
Let's have a flip side of that. Man City were unsuccessful in their pursuit of Harry Kane last season when he had contract time to run out. Tottenham had the power. That power is diminishing by the day as star man Harry Kane, England captain of Tottenham's contract, start to run down. Are you guys prepared for life after record goal scorer Harry Kane?
No, I don't think we are.
After the start of this season, it was like he was nowhere anyway. There's so many times we go through points of the season where he's like a no man, just dealing with it. So it'll just be like that, really. I mean, if we lose him, we'll start to lose people like Son, probably, and others. It's not something a Tottenham fan wants, but he wants to win. He's the captain for your national team as well, and to have that in your squad, is a very big thing. The man's 28 years old now, and you look at it and you think he's spent his whole career here, and he's not won a thing. And you think for a footballer on his level and the people who he can compete with to not win anything, almost surreal, to be honest.
Yeah. You can't replace him. That's the problem.
When you think he's probably the best number 9 in the world, he's in the top 3 number 9s in the world. He's yet to win a trophy, a major trophy. It must be haunting for him when he's away on England camp and you look around, you've got players there who've got bags of medals. He's probably the most gifted player of the generation and he's got no medals. How long can Tottenham keep him a football prisoner? How long can they stop him from reaching the echelons of touching silverware?
Yeah, I think they need to let him go. Yeah.
The next 10 games.
I think let his contract run down. If you either bank out on him, get 100 million or however much leave you want from him, or let him go on a free. But he's done us. He's made me basically fall in love with football. Growing up watching him, I think he's one of the best, if not the best player Spurs have had. And if he wants to go and win trophies, then I'd be more than happy to let him go. It'd be an emotional departure, but I think for his sake, he needs to go and win it. I'm fed up of hearing people, say, "Oh, Kane this, Kane that," hasn't won any trophies. Go and win a Premier League or something with another club. I don't know what you feel about that, Ollie, but
I definitely think he'd come back to Tottenham. Though I think it's in his blood. He'd retire, and I'd say he could probably even come back to the club because he does care. We've heard him say it before. He's a very respectful person. I mean, obviously, there was a lot of circulation going around on the news today because obviously he's been kicked out of the England interview and replaced by Declan Rice. Personally, I just think it's because all the media want him. Because I describe us as the Millwall of the media. But personally, I think, if he goes, he goes. I mean, so, we have to be prepared for it. He's irreplaceable, but it would be a kick in the arse for the squad to go build on his legacy.
I want to cast your mind back to a former Tottenham captain by the name of Solomon Campbell. Best identified as Sol Campbell to you guys. He did the unthinkable. He left Tottenham on a free Bosman to join arch rivals Arsenal. How would you handle? How would you handle seeing Harry Kane at the Emirates in a red shirt on a free Bosman?
No. I couldn't. No, not a chance.
Tottenham fans probably wouldn't be allowed to go in the Emirates. No doubt.
Funny enough, he played for Arsenal at youth level, didn't he?
He did. He's rumoured to be an Arsenal fan as well, boys. So the story goes. So I have on good authority.
Well, yeah, I think he knows. I think he knows that he can't do that.
No.
Anywhere else, I'd be happy. If he goes to Arsenal, he's going to get a bollocking from a few fans. Still live up to be a club legend.
If you go to Chelsea, you can go to fucking Man United City, but you can't go to fucking Arsenal.
Not a chance.
Man United would be the perfect fit for him, if I'm being brutally honest. They need a striker.
What, be a bench warmer?
Yeah. No, he would play.
No, I think he'd play, mate. Well, they've got the rumours that they got that record-breaking bid today to take over before 9 p.m. I think it is. So I don't know, with no money invested into United, if they get new owners, Kane, an affordable purchase as well.
They need to sort their stadium out first.
Why does no one? We're seeing all these other clubs linked with buyouts. Why does no one try to tempt Daniel Levy with a buyout? Why is Daniel Levy immune to clubs trying to buy Tottenham? To sheiks trying to buy Tottenham Hotspur?
Because he knows something that us fans don't know. He's obviously got some form of income coming into the club and all these different things he doesn't want to let go of. He wants to be the one that spoke about, I was the one that built the stadium, This is mine, I'm doing this to it, I'm making all this money. He's hiding something from the fans that we don't know.
It's a strange one because, I don't know, you're looking at the prices they're approaching, they've got big money, and we've got at the end of the day, we've got a massive loan out for the stadium. We've got a debt we've got to repay for building the stadium. And I just think, I don't see why I wouldn't sell it unless he genuinely loves the club, which I wouldn't go there. But
he's a businessman, he's not a football club chairman. Of course he doesn't love the club.
Right, let's have a quick recap then. So, Pochettino over the Burnley manager, Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
100%.
100%, yeah.
Harry Kane joins Manchester United or Arsenal.
Man
Not
United.
Arsenal. No.
Daniel Levy is change of heart and decides to sell the club. What would be your reaction?
Yeah.
I'd be
I'd
down
celebrate that like I won the league.
Smashed
Yeah.
on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you take a League Cup? If I said to you hypothetically, I'll give you a League Cup.
We'll take anything.
Or I
Just
could
not
give
the
you
Audi
Daniel
Cup.
Levy out. I would give you the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, or I'll give you Daniel Levy out. What would you choose?
Oh, Levy out.
I'd choose a trophy.
That's
I'd choose a trophy.
controversial.
Controversial. Trust me, he would do anything to get his hands on one of them silver cups. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. It must be hard. It must be hard being the banter of the rest of the clubs, you know, because you've had some good teams over the years. Even in the Premier League eras, you've had some great players.
Probably one of the most historic clubs in British football.
Let's not go that far. But you know what I mean? You've had some great players over the years to not deliver consistently. And it must be a hard thing to deal with as a supporter.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
The last time I saw good football at White Hart Lane and a fluent thing was the last season, 2016-17 at the Lane. That was the happiest year and a half of my life. The last season of that ground.
It's frustrating though, because it's when you go into finals. I mean, Champions League final. If you remember that one with Liverpool, I think we went in there we just looked so flat from the first whistle, and I think we went in there thinking, oh, we can't beat this lot. And I think because I don't think that we actually believe in our abilities. The same thing with the sort of the reverse of that with Sheffield United in the FA Cup. I think we went in there thinking, yeah, we've won this easy, because you're underestimating opponents and overestimating them. At the end of the day, it's 90 minutes in knockout football. Anyone can win. We've seen upsets before, and I think that's the whole thing is as well with confidence, and that's what
the magic of the FA.
Exactly.
Tottenham need some counselling. They've got the mentality.
Yeah,
they need work.
Yeah, exactly.
Arsenal fans have got the old Spurs Century Centre, the Paddy Power set up. That's still infuriating me to my bone and core. You haven't seen it, Google it.
I can imagine.
But other than that, our fans need fucking therapy and all.
On that note, I've got to say it's been fantastic to discuss all things Tottenham's with you. Ollie and Alfie are quite regular on the Tottenham shows, so do check out some of their past stuff on the YouTube channel Pitch Footy. Also, if you are watching this on the YouTube, we've got a free football app where we talk football, we give away tickets, competitions, fan stuff, you name it, we're into it. That's at Pitch Footy. You can download it on Android, iPhone, all the App Store stuff, Pitch Footy. So thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Cheers, Helder.
Thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate.